Hi everybody, Bobby from the Rabbitry Center, and today we're standing over our oats bed. This is really good quality feed. It grows really fast and the rabbits are going to be able to eat this all fall. And then eventually, October 15th, you can even overseed it as early as September 15th. We'll use winter wheat because that will grow 40 degrees Fahrenheit or warmer. Whenever we don't have snow, we'll be able to have rabbit feed. We received an email from Mary and she wanted a step-by-step video on how to hook up the fans. And you know, over the years we tried several different products, and I can tell you the products we arrived at, what we're using now. If you're interested, or if you're familiar with this, you know, you can click off now. But if you're interested in how we used solar power to run our fans for our rabbits all summer long for free, stay tuned. We're gonna go over it. You know, we're having one of those hot Septembers and it doesn't look like we have rain in the forecast for a while. So we want to make sure our rabbits are going to stay comfortable here in this hot September, and it's not quite time yet to pull all these fans. We'll pull all these fans at the end of the hot season, but it looks like that's going to head right into October this year. So let's talk about it, okay? So these fans are a direct current. There's alternating current and then there's direct current, and so that's what this is. It's a simple electricity. Good news is it's not strong enough where it can shock you or hurt the rabbits. So it's just simply the solar panel will receive the power, generate it, and send it to these computer fans. Now, I'm going to explain two methods to run these fans today. These computer fans, they run on very low amps. So, you know, 1 amp can power, say, a cell phone charger. These run on 0.25 amps. That's a strong enough fan where the rabbits can actually feel it. I'll hang it right over or near the water bowl. That way they can wet their face, they can get the breeze, and it cools them down right away. You can see them often, they'll lay down, just like this rabbit is laying down right in front of the water bowl. And I'll include a link so you can purchase 2 of these for right around 10, 12 bucks, I think. So, but these are great fans, and they'll work for years as long as you don't let the rabbits chew on these wires. And how we do that is we put a little piece of fence in right here, a guard, so they can't get through the water bowl and get to these wires. The wires are so small, all you need is an 18 gauge wire nut. It's like these really small gray or blue, often they come in gray or blue color. So, and an 18 gauge wire, let's talk about the wire. So the wire is wire nutted, and the wire comes down and it goes right into a conduit. This is a 1/2 inch PVC conduit, and all we did was just simply drill a hole on each end near the end of the pipe so we could drill through and up into the board, and that way we could run the wires. I recommend running the conduit to the side between the cages. That way less urine, less manure, less hay get caught on the conduit. I made the mistake of running them kind of down the middle or right where it started, and they kind of make a mess, so I have to regularly take a broom and sweep the hay out of it, so you guys can prevent that problem. But 18 gauge thermostat wire, and again, I'll leave a link for this wire. Now you can use a less expensive wire, like a speaker wire. It'll still run, but it'll corrode faster. You want a nice, strong copper wire. Now when you buy these computer fans, they come with 3 wires. All you need is the black wire and the red wire. That's positive and negative. The red's positive, the black is negative. So you can simply cut that other wire off. You're gonna want a wire stripper. You'll strip maybe a 1/2 inch off the end of the wire, and once you connect your wire, you're gonna run it through the conduit and you'll run it to this terminal block. So these terminal blocks, that's where all the power comes from. So this wire right here is actually the solar panel, the wire that runs through the woods to the solar panel. So that runs right to the very top of this terminal block. Now this is a perfect example of a simple system that doesn't use a solar charge controller, doesn't use a battery or a switch, and a switch, we'll get to that. But so simply, this is a balanced system where everything runs on the load. What I mean by that is if you have a big solar panel but you're only running 1 computer fan, then you're gonna burn that computer fan up. That's too much power. That fan can't have that big of a load of power. So what you'll have to do is just count what you need, and we'll get to that. So, but this is simple. So basically you're gonna have a terminal block for the positive side, and then you'll have another terminal block mounted for the negative side. So all the negative wires to all the fans will go to the negative block. all the positive wires to all the computer fans will go to the positive block. And then your solar panel will hook up to the terminal blocks, the positive to the positive, the negative to the negative. Now everything is getting power. But what's the important part? The important part is to make sure that everything is balanced, meaning if you have a 10-watt solar panel, then that means you need approximately 10 watts of power of the load. Basically, like the load, what I mean by that is pickup, you're loading wood into the back, and the truck can only have so much of a load, just like with power. Now these fans, they can handle only so much. So if it's too much, it'll break. You would actually smell the burn on the fan because it just burned right up. So there's a way to find out how much power, how much wattage these 0.25 amps, because we're using a 12-volt system. You can use 24 volts, you can use 12 volts. This is a 12-volt system. We'll use a 12-volt battery. That's where the equation amps times volts equals watts come from. So we're using a 12-volt system times 0.25 amps. That equals 3 watts. So one fan needs 3 watts. 3 fans need 9 watts. There's 3 fans hooked up to this. We're running a 10-watt panel. So 3 fans times 3 watts equals 9 watts, 10-watt panel. That's only 1 extra watt. That is approximately the same. So you don't have to worry about that's not enough to overpower these fans. That's perfect. You don't need to worry about a solar charge controller or a switch. I can tell you from experience, you're gonna be just fine. Now, even when you're running wire, the longer you run it, you may even get a power drain from the distance. The computer fans hook up to the 18 gauge thermostat wire. They run through the conduit, then that wire goes to the terminal blocks. All these fans are hooked up to the terminal blocks. Then the terminal blocks are powered by the solar panel wire. Let's go over to the solar panel and see where this wire is connected to. I accidentally just pulled it apart, and you can see it didn't even shock me. So when the sun's shining right on these solar panels, this one small 10-watt solar panel powers all those fans. So why is this turned over? Well, when it was really hot, even when it was shady, it was still 80. So that's when we incorporate this, bring in a battery and a solar charge controller, because whenever you're not balanced and you have more power coming in, you'll need a solar charge controller. That's a small device that just prevents overpowering your devices. And it sends the power to the battery. It'll keep the battery charged. So that means when the clouds come out, the fans will keep running. With this system right here, when the clouds come out, the fans will slow down. They'll still run, but they won't run with the same strength. Now, once the sun goes over the trees, everything will stop. These will stop generating power. But if we were storing more power and using a battery, then the fans would run all night, even into the evening, until the battery completely died. So a simple formula is to either double or triple your power. You don't have to really go that much farther than that. It's not necessary to put in a 100-watt panel or anything like that. But just double or triple it, and then you'll put in your solar charge controller. Now, let's talk about how you hook up your solar charge controller and your battery. The good news is it's really easy. So on the solar charge controller, it has pictures. So this is where your solar panel wires go to. So with this system right now, we're not running a solar charge controller. This is the solar panel wire right here. That wire, if we were going to charge a battery, would go right here to the solar charge hookups. And it even says right on it, positive and negative, okay? Positive being red, negative being black. This light bulb is what you're powering. That's what it's supposed to mean. So that would be the terminal block. We're just gonna wire the terminal block. We're gonna send a wire from here to here. Red wire, black wire, black wire. Okay, so now we have our terminal block and we have our solar panel hooked up. Now all we do is we run a wire from the battery to the battery terminals. So that's it. It's a really simple system on how to hook this all up. But say you wanted to charge the battery, but you didn't necessarily want to run the fans anymore. All you have to do is install the light switch. It's really simple. All you do is you just interrupt the positive line going from the light bulb to the terminal block. That's what a light switch is. It has 2 terminals, and all you have to do is just hook up one end to the other end, one end to the other end, and then take that to the terminal block, and you'll just turn it off when you want the fans to shut off, and you'll turn it on when you want the fans to run. You're just interrupting that switch and connecting it when you want it to run. So light switches are really simple. That's all a light switch is in your wall, is it's just interrupting the hot line that is going to the light bulb. So just a few things to remember: that the longer you run your wire, there's going to be some drainage. You know, in event being that your battery gets low in charge, it can shut the whole system down, because that'll tell the solar charge controller to send the power to the battery until it gets enough charge where it can operate the fans and you know, keep the whole system balanced. So if you only have one solar panel, you may not be able to take the battery in, charge it, and then run the wires directly to the terminal block, because you don't want to overload the system. You know, we've tried different size fans in the past, 0.15 amps. You know, we've tried 0.15, some lesser fans, some cheaper fans. Using fans that are less than 0.25 amps, it's just not strong enough. The rabbits won't really feel it. So you may see some fans that are less expensive. These mosquitoes. You may see some fans that are less expensive. You may be thinking you're getting a good deal, but they're just not going to be strong. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to let me know if you have any questions about this whole system, any comments. Be sure to let me know if you have any topics that you'd like me to cover in the future. Again, thank you, Mary, for that email. I always appreciate anybody who sends me out an email and asks me a question. I'll be sure to send you a video or make one if we don't have one to recommend. So thank you again for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.